Welcome back, everyone. LANCESCURV here. You know, I have a million things going through my head and a million topics that I want to talk about. You know, some days I'll have like 10 things I want to do and only end up doing one. So I'm just going to take a shot at this one particular thing that has been on my mind for a while. Masculine energy in women, the biggest turnoff a man could ever experience. And I don't know how to say it, but it's like we have so many women who have this masculine energy and they use it in a way that I don't think they realize that they're pushing their men away from them because there's nothing attractive about it. You know, we live in a world where whoever you are, whatever you were when you were born, it's like the world pulls you away from that. I'm not saying everybody, but you have men who wear prosthetic breasts, fake breasts, and want to go on a job with these big, huge, I don't know what to say, triple T. There's a measurement for it. You have women and men who don't want to be who they are as far as their ethnicity, their race, and they live a lie, like Rachel Dolezal. There's another one now. An article was forwarded to me. I'm going to talk about it in detail. Where this white woman wanted to claim being Latin and Arabic and did so for so many years. We are so influenced, not just through social media and a mental level, but also on an emotional and spiritual level. There's so many things coming at us to turn us away from being who we are. And if we're strong in one area where we don't run with the crowd to say that we're a woman when we're a man, or a man when we're a woman, or I'm a goat, I'm a cow, I'm a cat, I'm a Martian, I'm an alien, and then we force the so-called powers that be to acknowledge this and say, you have the right to do this. I'm just going to say it. You have the right to think or whatever, but you're not that. If you want to be that, we need to designate an island. And it may sound cruel. I'm just sick and damn tired of it. It's a waste of time. We have real issues in this world that we have to deal with. We have homeless people living under bridges and living in tent cities who can't get a meal or a place to stay. Why don't we work on pooling our money together? And all this money that the government gives to other places and we're suffering here, why don't we pool our money together to create maybe apartments that could be even smaller? It doesn't have to be luxury. It could be luxury within it if you make it that way, but small little places. It's better than us homeless living out in the street. We got people being molested, children being molested, and they live for years and years and they don't say anything about it. And they walk with this. What happened to the professionals who can talk to people, who can rid them of this pain of what happened to them? The more and more I talk to people and they open up to me, the more and more I see that this is a common thing. I don't have any numbers, but it's like the majority of us as children were touched, or it doesn't have to be a full-fledged sexual intercourse or something like that, but just to be touched or something spoken to them, and it messes up their mind. Why don't we focus our energies on helping the homeless find a place to live, or pool our money to create places for them to live? It doesn't have to be a 5-bedroom condo. It could be one room with a little kitchen area, a little this area, you know, a bathroom, a shower, somewhere where they can get away from the elements. But we're more concerned about these confused people who are making a splash in the news and getting attention from their weird desires to be something that they're not. And the more we give attention to it, there are more people who come out of the woodwork with this foolishness. Why is it that we don't want to be who we are? Why is it that the traditional roles, yes, I said traditional, the traditional roles of man and woman are being blurred and twisted, and it's not working. We don't have relationships like we used to back in the day. We have a few that have lasted. I have a very good friend of mine. Their marriage was so fruitful, so productive, so edifying. I know people like this. They're few, far and few between, but the traditional way, where the man knew his role and the woman knew her role. I mean, when we think back to the 90s when gangster rap, in the early 90s when gangster rap came out, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, it's been 30-something years since this thing came out, where we have models and thoughts and Instagram hoes before Instagram. I mean, back then we didn't have it, but it was the same concept. The woman stands around in a mini skirt, bursting out of her clothes, shaking her behind. That's all she's good for. I'm not saying that, but that's what that world conveys, the entertainment, which is poison. Certain things you're not supposed to see out in the world. You're not supposed to have clothes so tight that the world can see up in the crack of your behind, woman, and your vagina and how everything is shaped. Cover yourself. And we have older women out here who claim that they have the right to dress this way. How do you think your children feel? What attention are you looking for? I mean, I just don't understand it. And then we have, and let's go in. And we're not talking about men right now. I'm talking about the masculine women. The masculine women who talk down so bad to their husbands. The masculine women who, it seems like when they see their female friends, they just like get crazy and like they're in love with the female friend. They can care less about their man at home, but they see their female friend, and it's like you start thinking, are you all lovers? Are you a man? Does your clit turn into a penis after a while? What is it? I'm sorry, it's extreme masculine energy. Where you so much of a man now, woman, you don't even want to have sex with your man. Where are you getting it from? You don't know your role, that you're not supposed to speak to your husband disrespectful? And you wonder why your man takes a little bit more time to come home at night. You wonder why he's pushed into the arms of another woman who knows how to respect him. Speak to him in a nurturing way. We have some of these masculine energy women who look real good. They keep their bodies up. They look real good. But when you get around them, you see that masculine thing come out. And it's like, oh my God, this is a turnoff. She doesn't even look good anymore to me. I'm not even attracted no more to this woman who keeps giving me this masculine energy. Short with me. Short answers. Not romantic in our kind of way. You know, people say, oh, romance came from the Europeans, whatever. Well, you know, if you can't get with that, and I hear a lot of men say that, and it's true. But how are you supposed to feel around your woman? Like she's a sperm receptacle? Can't you cuddle her? Can't you say how nice she looks? Can't you tell her how much you love her? So we got jacked up dudes we got to talk about. And a lot of them dudes that don't get into that, they had a dick in their mouth when they were younger. And they can't relate to women because they really want a man. So they put this hard facade out. I'm this tough alpha male. But you got issues because you can't maintain relationships, right? Look, these days I'm just going to go in hard. I don't care. You all know that I don't mean everybody when I speak on these topics, but it's not everybody. So stop coming to my comment section talking, oh, it's not everybody who's like that. I know that, Dumbo. Sick and tired of it. Some people are just straight stupid. Yes, I'm insulting people today and stepping on toes because from my position and my perspective and what I do here on YouTube, you don't see the emails I get. The dumbass emails I get. Seriously, you're like, is this person really serious? And there'll be people who defend this. But when I speak about this masculine energy in the modern day woman, I'm not talking about the modern day woman per se, because there are a lot of modern day women who, I wouldn't say they're modern day women under the usual context, but there are women who have careers and make good money. They're out there, they're go-getters. I'm not against that. I'm not saying you have to be home barefoot, pregnant in the kitchen. But know how to be a damn woman. Because of your hurt and pain from when you were growing up, now you take it out on a good man with this masculine energy? You see, we got to stop and heal ourselves. There are a lot of women out here who need some serious healing. And I know they're going to say, well, there's a lot of men out here who need serious. See, when you come back with the same statement, twisted around, you'll never heal. We got to go through ourselves, meditate with surgical precision. It's a game for people. You say something, they come back with something, and they don't look within. That is so frustrating. So, for you men out there and you brothers out there who find yourself in the arms of another woman who respects you, who talks to you with respect, who cares for you and speaks to you in a nurturing, loving way, I don't blame you. Life is too short. If you run across something like that, go for it. Because some of these women need lessons out here. I don't mean just leave your woman because she didn't talk to you one day. I'm talking about when it lasts for years and years and years and years. So what, are you going to live out your years like this? I know I'm talking to somebody because there are a few people who have asked me to talk about this. And what would I do? If you have that kind of energy around you, get away from it. That's her issue. Ain't gonna heal her. She gotta want to heal herself. And if you speak about healing and she blows up on you, it's a dead-end situation. Let her go on to live life in her weird way, not being balanced, but that masculine energy of putting you down, trying to make you feel less than who you are. And as soon as you find something that brings you joy, they try to take it away from you. Well, you're not bringing me joy, so what do you want me to do? But the minute some other woman looks at you, they get mad. Why are you looking at my man? Well, you're not doing anything with your man. Let me tell you something. Nature is a hell of a thing. Whenever something is lacking, no matter what it is, nature has a way of bringing it to you. I was speaking to a brother the other day, and we were talking about the sport of boxing. And I mentioned this before. And when you have a boxer, it doesn't just have to be a boxer. It could be a guy who has a job or run a business, whatever, that requires great sacrifice and pain. Women, righteous women, I'm not saying hordes of them, but there's always a woman close by to nurture you and want to take care of you good. And yes, you're supposed to take care of the woman. We know that. But I'm just saying, we're talking about the one-way thing right now, one particular subject. There's always a woman who will come to you. And she won't push herself up on you. You'll find yourself near her. And what that masculine, emotionally detached woman, what she does to you, this woman is here out of nowhere, it seems like, and she wants to give you the love, give you the nurturing, giving you that emotional sustenance, and also that pleasure, the cuddle time, the feeding into each other of positivity, the caring for each other. Oh, that's such a beautiful thing. There's so many brothers out here who are aching for that. Just the simple times. That masculine energy woman comes in, maybe she might say a word or two to you and come in and lay down, lock the door, and get on the phone with her girlfriends all night. But you're left alone. What kind of relationships are we having today? Am I blaming just the woman? No, we have men who have issues that inflict things on women too. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about this type of woman who, I don't know. And you know what? She didn't meet him that way. She didn't lure him in that way. She didn't appear to be attracted or attractive to him that way. She put on a mask. This is why you got to be very careful when you meet somebody, because they put on this mask, man. Bait and switch. They appear to you as something that is highly desirable because they've studied you in a short period of time to see what it is that you need. And they appear that way to you and you fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. And after a while, they pull away. They don't give a damn. Once they know they have you, to hell with you, take it or leave it. So really and truly, when you are emotionally in pain, people say, well, you need to end it and then go. It's not always like that sometimes. Especially when a hug is like a meal to a starving man. respectful tones in the voice spoken to you. It makes you gravitate toward that type of woman, especially when you have a masculine woman at home. Relationships are not always cut and dried. It's like when you go to a club where you play music and you have a DJ and you hear one song fading out and you feel, or you hear another one fading in. That's just usually the way it is. It's not like, I'm ending it, I'm going to be single, boom, in 2 weeks I'll find somebody else. It's never like that. It's not like that. Because when you're in pain and the emotional nurturing and sustenance and connecting and the interest in you, especially when you're hurting and somebody says, it doesn't have to be this way. And this is not a venomous woman out there who's trying to take your man. It's just she sees him hurting and wants to feed him. You ain't feeding him. So my thing is it wrong for a man to gravitate toward what he needs as opposed to having somebody who has this disconnected masculine energy making you a bitch? Not that a woman is that. I'm just saying simping you out and bitching you out. Is this something that a man wants to live with? When he knows he's a man, when he knows he's a strong man, when he knows he's a conqueror, when he knows he's a king, when he knows he's all of these things? And you have some twisted female who her only purpose, it seems like, is to deny you anything good. At every turn with this masculine energy. And they wonder sometime, right? They'll call it cheating. Oh, you cheated on me. And run with that too. Not to say, they'll never say what they didn't do. It depends on how you look at it. I've always used this analogy. I'll make it quick. You have a judge. He has two people standing in front of him. One, the first person, stole a steak in the supermarket. Two, the next person stole a steak out of the same supermarket, all on the same day. The first person stated that, well, I stole the steak because I wanted to sell it over and make a little extra cash because I don't have a job. Wrong. You're getting locked up. The next one now tells the judge, I have 5 kids at home and they were hungry. I stole some other things earlier that day and got away with it. I came back to get a steak, which wasn't necessary, but we haven't tasted anything good in a long time for those who eat meat, right? And he's like, listen, you have 5 kids at home hungry? You've been putting out for jobs and you've been sweeping sidewalks and doing whatever you could to get a little money up. Okay, I'll give you a little community service because it's still wrong, but you know what? I'm not locking you up. You got children to feed. See, we can all do the same things and have different reasons for it. So people say, oh, he cheated. Well, you didn't give him sex in 10 years. What do you expect? Oh, I can't wait to get home so I can lay in the bed next to my woman with a pillow between us and we won't have sex. Come on now. What the hell is wrong? I've heard some strange things out here in the world, and people, I will never tell you stories unless you want me to, but I have a lot of things that are emailed to me that are like, oh my God, and this woman expects 10 years, shoot, in 10 months, 10 days, some dudes will be out there looking to do their thing. And some roll along with it, like, go on and think I'm not doing nothing. I'm happy with this arrangement because of other reasons, but you're like my sister. I'm cool with that because I have somebody already and I'm getting done. And we're not just talking sexual, but the love and the caring and the kindness. Before they bounce, they making sure it's there, then they bounce. And that masculine woman is just so torn up. I don't care if you go ahead. Probably because she has a female lover somewhere anyway, licking her up. I don't know. But we're being blurred these days, man. And the energies of this world is to pull us apart from what we're supposed to be and what we are, what we were born as, and we've gotten away from tradition, and anything goes right now. So let me tell you something. There's a word of advice. When you meet somebody, and this goes for the females too, when you meet somebody, study how they operate with their family. when you see a family that, like, say you're dating somebody and, you know, maybe you're dating a woman and she goes home to visit her mother and the mother just, they don't hug. They're, how you doing? They wave from across the room. What kind of shit is that? And you observe them and there's just no emotion. And you see maybe a mother with her children and there's no emotion. It's like they're pets. That's your way of showing love, just cooking and I washed your clothes and you have a good room and that's it? Nah, man, if I can't see affection, I'm out of there. There have been certain situations in the past where I gotten into not knowing this stuff. So I have to say it. I have to say it. So if I speak about the masculine energy in a woman, I'm speaking to the men. So don't be mad when I don't cover the whole thing, because like I said, I'm just talking about this one aspect of things. These hard-ass acting women who need healing, refuse to heal, and everything they've been through, they take out on the man at home that they have there. Just because the other dude beat you up, beat your ass, and I'm not making fun, but you take it out on the good man that you have. But you wouldn't dare say or do any of this masculine energy stuff to the dude that you were with, that he beat your ass every night, cheated on you, and let you know, I'm doing it, so what? And you made sure to be feminine and then because you knew you'd get your ass beat. You cooked the food and cleaned and did everything and didn't say one damn word. But the nice guy comes along and he has to get all of it, all of your venom that you had for the other dude. It's twisted. And so now you want to be what you say you want. I mean, if you had a period where you had suffered, had to fend for yourself and had to be more aggressive, you got a man, it don't mean you got to be that way now. Because you're not going to hold on to him. One day, you're going to come home and all his stuff is going to be gone and he's going to have planned it for a long time. Especially like when they say, oh yeah, when a woman starts or stops answering back or stops arguing or and she and just takes it. It's just a matter of time before she's gone. Well, there's a lot of brothers out here the same way. You keep treating these men like this and torturing them and depriving them of the things that they need. It doesn't take much for most men to be happy. A clean home. He's supposed to keep it clean too, yes. But I'm talking about traditional roles. A clean home. A good meal. A little bit of sex. A blowjob every now and then. God, dog, what's so hard about that? What's so hard about that? Keep him happy. Keep his stomach full and his balls empty. For the most part. Give him good conversation. If you have an issue with him, talk about it. Communicate. But these masculine women who don't say nothing, they're asking you, what's wrong, honey? And you don't say anything. That's your past haunting you and messing up your present. Because no man wants to go into a relationship to be tortured that way, especially when you're a mature man. Get your stuff together. If not, you're going to come home and see things gone, and you're going to see those coat hangers swinging where his clothes used to be. This is very real. And a lot of women are going to find this out the hard way. Maybe that's what they want, so they can bring in their little lesbian lover. I don't know, but sometimes that's the way it is. And we're going to talk about that tonight on the show. Anyway, much love to you all. Just wanted to throw out a thought. Let me hear what you have to say about that. And again, I care about you all. Thanks for the fellowship. Download the LANCESCURV app. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm on to the next one. Peace.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at LANCESCURV.com and follow SCURV on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under LANCESCURV.